Hey guys, in today's video I thought we would do a comparison between the PhatMojo Rick and Morty Portal Gun and the recently released Funko Rick and Morty Portal Gun. You guys asked, I aims to please. We're going to have a look, and like I said, we're going to compare the two portal guns of the only two portal guns I've reviewed on this channel. The recently looked at Funko Portal Gun and the original PhatMojo Portal Gun, which was one of the earliest ways to get your hands on a Rick and Morty Portal Gun. This one I did a review about 4 months or so ago, and thought I'd dust it off per your request, and we would have a look at this in this video. So we're going to have a look at both portal guns and kind of do the pros and cons to each one. We actually start by looking at the battery compartment for both. Now these ones both require screw-in battery plates. I wish that they would eventually, I wish a lot of companies would just go the route of using compartments where you could just open it up with your hands. You wouldn't necessarily require to take a screwdriver and open these up. Just to show you how one would work, take myself a screwdriver. I'm sure you know how to unscrew a battery plate. Unscrew it like so, and we're going to do, like I said, a comparison between each one of them. Now, both of these do use AAA batteries. The Funko one already had batteries installed. This one here, I took the batteries out after I reviewed it because I didn't want the batteries to corrode. Happens from time to time if you leave something packed away and stored away. So I just replaced it with 3 Energizer batteries. These would ultimately be the better of the batteries. The ones that Funko just opted to go with might as well be the equivalent of dollar store batteries, because they don't really last very long. As a little side note, it would be nice that both portal guns, which sadly they don't, but both portal guns come with AA batteries rather than AAA batteries. AAA batteries are something that I never have anywhere in my house when I need them. I always have to go out to a store and pick them up. Those more expensive, obviously, as well. AA batteries are the way to go. Sadly, both of these don't have them. Now, also, one difference between the two portal guns is that the Funko one had an on and off switch. The one from PhatMojo did not. There's no way to turn it off and on. Ultimately, the only way you could turn it on and off was just simply not press the button. Let's have a look at the comparisons between... Well, actually, let's look first at the length of them. The top areas that house the domes are almost the same length. One could use the argument that the Funko one is just a tad bit longer. You know what, I'll tip the camera up so you guys can see a little bit better. There we go. The Funko one is just a hair longer. This part here is a hair longer than the PhatMojo one. And I guess everything on it is much larger in size too. The coloring here also is a more lighter gray versus this one here. Almost has a more dirtier sort of gray coloring, but they're similar enough to one another. The handle also is where one thing that's different between the PhatMojo one and the Funko is that the PhatMojo, not only is the angle slightly different, considerably different, the PhatMojo is longer this way, and it also is a more sloped sort of angle, whereas the Funko is almost more so like a trigger. I feel like looking at the source material, this one might be a little bit more accurate by the way that the handling and the way that Rick holds the portal gun, whereas I feel like this one is a little bit too steep. I might have to just double check that again, and like I would really need an excuse to watch a Rick and Morty cartoon. The top displays are considerably different as well. The Funko favoring more of a dark black with red logos, red numbers. And the PhatMojo had a red display screen with the white numbers. Same numbers too, C137. The Funko had the dash 137. PhatMojo just relied on 137. Dials are a little bit different as well. The Funko one, I keep looking at this drives me bananas. A little piece of plastic. There we go. If not, that would drive me crazy for the entire review. The buttons are similar. This one's a little bit bigger. The Funko has a little arrow at the top of it. Both function the exact same way. You're pressing the button. Here's the front of them. Don't worry, I'm not going to shine it in your eyes. This one looks more consistent to one another. This one here, they really only stickered the outer holes, the outer openings of the portal gun, and left the opening in the middle only for, you know, the projection to come out. Whereas this one looks like it could project out of all three of them. Sound effect again, speaker on the underside of the Funko one. The domes are a big change. PhatMojo's had a translucent dome, a little bit more frosted than that of Funko. And you can probably see too, the PhatMojo one used a sticker, whereas Funko actually sculpted a plastic interior, which obviously looks a lot nicer. Lighting these two up, pressing the button on this one, the dome does light up. The hole, don't worry, I'm not going to shine in your eyes. The hole, by the way, it also stays on when you press the button. The interior here does light up, very small though. In fact, when I did the review of it, I couldn't believe how small the portal ended up being. It's actually in the dark, and having it as close as you can make out, just barely make out a portal. The Funko one not only has the sounds, the sound effects, does have the light up options. And this one is a little bit different, whereas the PhatMojo you actually had to turn off and on. Funko you just press once, cycles through the sound effect, and also lights up the dome. And also lights up all three, as the interior is the one that's projecting the image. The ones on the outer end is basically just translucent green plastic. So thereby it's also lighting up by virtue of the fact that the middle here is also lighting up. So it would light through here, and then these are just see-through, so it would light through all three of them. Funko, I would say, gets points for the fact that its sound effects also contributing to the overall sense that this is a more realistic portal gun. Again, the dome and the sculpting definitely trumps that of the PhatMojo. The PhatMojo just used a sticker. Handling-wise, this one feels heavier due to sound effects. This one feels lighter, but I feel like actually this one's a little bit more comfortable to hold versus that of the Funko. The Funko, because it's so front-weighted, it doesn't feel as comfortable sitting in the hand. That's about the only thing I would say is the benefit to getting the PhatMojo one, is that while it does have the on and off, it basically will stay on, and then you can turn it off, but it does feel a lot more comfortable as well. I think it's safe to say, of the two, the better one is the Funko one by virtue of the fact that I think it looks a little bit more like it, though I think the handle is nicer on this one. This one feels a little bit more comfortable, but everything else, points can be given to Funko. It looks more like the portal gun. They didn't have to use the sticker, and it also benefits from having a brighter image, and also the benefit of the sound effects as well. Let me also say too that the price point between the two aren't that much different. The Funko I think was about $20, $25, $29. The PhatMojo one I ended up picking up on eBay for about that same sort of price point. To note as well that the PhatMojo one you could also have picked up in some Halloween stores during the trick-or-treat season. Unfortunately, I didn't see it in my store, so I had to go online and pick it up. There's something to be said that the PhatMojo one still delivers a really comfortable portal gun, although it's not as cartoon accurate as the Funko release. The Funko also benefits from the fact it has sound effects and a much brighter portal that the PhatMojo just didn't have. But I think if you're cosplaying, and maybe if you want something a little lighter to carry around with you that just lights up, the PhatMojo one is perfectly fine, though I think the more points could be given to the Funko one for delivering an all-around better cartoon accurate experience. Today, per the request of some of you viewers out there, we had a comparison between the Funko and the PhatMojo Rick and Morty Portal Guns. If you guys would like to also see some comparisons on other things that I've reviewed on this channel, just let me know in the comments section down below, and I'll try to do my best to accommodate those requests. If you guys also haven't had a chance to check out my other Rick and Morty reviews, will it be between the cosplaying weapons like the ray gun, the portal guns, also some of the figures, and some of the minifigures and stuff like that, there's a playlist on this channel called Rick and Morty. Simple as that. You can go there and check out all the different reviews that I've done on the very cool cartoon Rick and Morty. Make sure you also hit that little subscribe button, as more videos will be coming your way. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.